What's going on, guys? Hopefully, I avoid saying whatever I said. I think YouTube is cracking down on live streams or something because that was immediately taken down after I said that number and that letter. So let me see if I can. Yeah, that was kind of scary. I was just talking about how there, there's something going on if they're really cracking down on this so seriously. It's not good. They definitely have something to hide. Um, this is definitely this is blatant, First Amendment stuff. It's ridiculous. What the fuck? I didn't even say it. Like, I was just doing baking measurements. Like, how am I supposed to bake a cake if I can't cook with grams? Like, what's the fucking deal? What's the deal? What happened? It got deleted because I said something. They're watching your channel for sure. Yeah, that's really it's not good. I mean, if you can't talk about something like that, they're hiding something. If you can't talk about that, they're hiding something. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I should just lay off the topic now. It's pretty clear that they're trying to hide up the true negative health effects of these new towers. Yeah. So hopefully, I'm not just not going to say that word. Which brand of vitamin D do you recommend in both liquid and tablet? I have a vitamin D on Frankie's free range meat that you can, not Frankie's free range meat, on organsupplements.com that you can get. Yeah, now it's against, apparently now it's against the guidelines to talk about towers. Apparently it's against the guidelines. Other people have mentioned it without even using code words. I think it's because those people are controlled opposition chills. Lay off it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's no point in me talking about it even further. I mean, all it's really done is prove that these other carnivore influencers and these other vegan influencers that don't talk about it are paid and they're special interest funded. And the fight continues. Yeah, no, it's all creepy stuff. Let me the problem is the links I posted on my social media were the old live stream, so hopefully people find this new one. Yeah, no, I mean, this is like, if people don't stand up now, it's very discouraging. If people don't stand up now, and we can't stand up to this now, there's no point to stand up to this in the future. This is basically it. This is our kind of last chance, our last stand to to really maintain our freedoms as Americans. But right now, it's disappointing how many people are just going along with it, how many people are controlled, how no one's talking about it, how much they're shutting stuff down. But what have you guys heard lately about the seems like different stuff's unfolding every day all along the same kind of ideas. Holly Miriam Fisher. No, that's what I was talking about before the video got taken down. The Holly Miriam Fisher, that's exactly what I was saying. I was like, hold on, Joe was talking about it in a positive light, and now he's talking about it in a negative light. It's obvious he's being paid. People don't understand what's going on. They're just scared and they're paralyzed. Well, that's the thing. It's the word is the trauma-based mind control. You get people really, really, really scared, and they can't think straight. They can't really think objectively about what's going on. I don't know. I don't see how they're gonna. I just don't see how they're gonna cover it up though, because they're gonna put these up and people are gonna have really severe health issues, and they're gonna realize it. Like they can't do this without people realizing what's happening. Was it funded, and is it actually real? Is what real? My mom has been getting frequent headaches and just shrugged me off when I mentioned Wi-Fi. She said I never had problems with it before. Times are different. Yep. Everyone's having insomnia. Everyone's getting headaches. Everyone's having issues. And when they turn the frequencies up even higher, people are going to start filling up the hospitals. And then no one's going to listen when people are saying what it is. Even London Real got deleted because they speak against the system. It's absolutely crazy how it's like someone says something and you just delete it and say, oh, no, you're wrong. You can't say that. Like, is it any more obvious what's going on? Is it any more obvious that they're just censoring anything they're just trying to mold the sheeple? How pathetic is this? What do you think about kombucha? I mean, kombucha isn't really, it's not that great from a probiotic standpoint. I'm not sure what cultures are specifically in it. I mean, objectively, you can try it, maybe get some high quality kombucha from a local farm and see how you like it. Opinion on broccoli sprouts. I mean, some people might see a benefit from eating them because they're high in sulfur, but if you're eating plenty of quality animal foods, there's no point of eating broccoli sprouts, especially when you can eat something like eggs. Can raw yogurt go bad? Wouldn't it just ferment further? Yeah, I don't know if I've ever had yogurt go bad. I think what'll happen is the bacteria cultures might start dying after a few weeks of it sitting in the fridge. Video about royal jelly. I've had it before. I haven't had it recently. I didn't really notice that much of a benefit when I was taking it. Most people want to live in their comfort zone. Yeah, well, you're not going to be comfortable when you're getting blasted by a tower and you can't sleep. What would you recommend for my baby's first foods? I'm thinking sweet potatoes as our first. Most indigenous people used to breastfeed their children for 2 or 3 years. And then my business partner, he feeds his kids like salmon roe and meat and raw cheese and raw dairy. They really like the high quality animal foods. I'm assuming like in the past, mothers would have like chewed up some meat and then given it to the baby. I'm assuming like, you know how like birds chew up their meat and they give it to the baby. I'm assuming humans might have done a similar thing if they weren't just breastfeeding. I think humans have usually breastfed for 2 to 4 to 5 years of life, and then the child can eat animal foods at that point. Well, this is the divide and conquer stuff. This is like they get people to argue about, is this real? Is this fake? Is this real? Is this fake? As opposed to becoming organized and knowing things we need to stop. Like we know we have to stop these towers from getting set up. We know that's the first priority. And that's why they're so against us saying that, and they're censoring anything related to it. Why is Dr. Berg promoting the medication? Because, I mean, anyone promoting that medication is part of the agenda. When do you think they'll open the gym again? I'm honestly, I chose the worst time to start bodybuilding because I might just give it up because if things go the way they seem to be going, bodybuilding is not going to be on the table. Started taking so many supplements at once. Brett, I think Brett, go look through the the last emails we had back and forth, just to get a summary of what's been going on. Do you take vitamin C every day? I heard that antioxidants can blunt muscle growth. I mean, where did you hear that? Are you going to get the chip implanted? I hope not. Started taking away. I was lucky enough to be breastfed fully. I never liked formula as a baby. I don't think any babies like formula, but they just get force fed it until they accept it. I think that's what they're doing. Parents literally will keep shoving the form. I'm sure there's Plenty of babies that are literally like pushing away the formula, vomiting, not wanting to eat it, and the parents just, since the parents know what's better for the baby, they're just shoving it down the baby's throat. But reality is, like, a baby knows what's good for it or not through its instincts. And if you give a baby formula and the baby doesn't want the formula, can organs easily throw off a baby's mineral balance? I mean, usually the babies are born with too much iron in their bodies and not enough copper and retinol. So if you were to give a baby a small amount of liver, it would probably, they might have some weird effects from it. You have to, hypothetically, if you were like 100% okay every step along the way with the proper nutrient balance for the baby, you should be fine. But modern problems call for modern solutions, and you got to have a gauge of the situation. Obviously, you shouldn't be feeding. Babies don't need to eat liver and stuff. Well, it's hard. It's hard to really. I mean, we'll know in a couple of weeks what the agenda was, and by then it'll probably be too late. The scary part about it is if we keep waiting and waiting and waiting, and their goal is to turn these towers on and blast people, then it's like, what do we do? It's already too late. People aren't going to believe it's the towers. People are going to believe it's what they've been saying in the news the whole time. Any new products you'll be launching for Frankie's Free Range Meats? We just came out with a bunch of fatty Wagyu stuff. A bunch of fatty Wagyu offcuts that we have right now. We'll have some grass-fed local New York beef in the next week or two. Have you ever got pressed in public? What do you mean? The film your hospital footage is insane. It's crazy. It's literally proof. Even the news is getting caught using the Italian footage as if it was New York footage. The news getting caught and people not caring is ridiculous. The sheep will just follow the news. Like, you can literally prove the news is lying and people will still watch it and believe it. It doesn't matter. I think it's actually pretty pathetic. They test for any number of corona, kill off people with pre-existing conditions, then blame C19. Yep. There's been a lot of social media stories of like, oh, my friend died of a car accident and they tagged him with Toyota Corolla. Shit like that happening. What's the daily dosage for Fromunda cheese? Aren't you already getting your daily dose from your boyfriend? You two dirty boys. Are you saying zinc is the best for thick hair from personal experience? No, you want to make sure zinc and copper is balanced. Are you going to the New York City? I mean, there's what else am I going to prove in New York? They pushed back school in New York to April 29th. It seems setting up the towers is taking longer than they thought. I mean, when people go back to school and people start getting sick, are people going to like be stupid and think it's the Toyota Corolla? Is that their plan? Have you heard the WHO said they were going to take people infected by force? That was really scary. I don't think, is that real? They can basically just go into anyone's house and just say, oh, we're going to take you because you're infected. Like, what do you mean? Can you prove? It's ridiculous. They're just going to start abducting people that go against the agenda. It's very, very scary stuff going on right now. It's absolutely insane that people are letting this happen right now. I mean, the only thing that would, basically, we'd have to riot in the streets. Then there will be another lockdown. Yep, this is probably the end. I mean, that's what I'm saying. This is the end, and this is it, though, because right now at this point in time, There is an overwhelming amount of evidence that this is all nonsense. It's all fake. We're being lied to promote a globalist agenda. This is basically it. We've proved the hospitals are empty. We've proved they're setting up towers. We've proved that people are suffering symptoms from these new towers. No one has really died yet. But if nothing happens now, if we don't start, going in the streets and stopping this nonsense, if we don't do it now, then we're kind of screwed. If everything goes along as planned, then they're going to turn these towers on. People are going to get very sick, and the real panic and the real havoc and the real lockdown is going to happen. And then you're going to be screwed because people are really going to believe it instead of pointing out the lies and the fake stuff. They'll take your kids away and throw you in isolation to get treated. Who knows what they're doing to people in the hospital? I'll tell you what they're doing to people in the hospital. They're blasting them with 60 gigahertz, and then they're putting a respirator on them. They're giving them that medication that makes it so their hemoglobin isn't working in their blood, and then they suffocate to death. They're bagging people up and tagging them with Toyota Corolla. They'll throw the rioters in the camps and say they had Toyota Corolla. That's the scary thing. When will the shutdown be over? How many more weeks or months? See, you're asking a question that is answered by the will of the American public. This shutdown could be over now if people realize what was going on. Walmarts will be FEMA camps. No one believes me when I say that as bad as things seem right now, the problems we face will be far more severe once Toyota Corolla has blown over. People in my town have been calling 911 over gunshot sounds coming from the school. They said it was just a boiler, but it's 100% the towers being set up. Probably. Trump keeps saying there will be so much death, then the Pearl Harbor comment. I can't wait for a nice violent protest riot. Why do you say that no one has died? Because it's all fake. Well, I went down to the New York City hospitals last week. It's all empty. I think Trump is telling the truth. The death will come once the kill grid is set. Well, no, they're setting up the Wi-Fi towers right now, and if they turn them on and people get blasted, that's when there's going to be health issues. And people aren't going to realize it. None of it makes sense. People have literally been locked in their homes for days and days and days. They haven't gotten exposure to other people, and they're suddenly going to think, oh, I got sick? Doesn't make any sense because they're getting blasted from towers outside their home. If the shutdown is lifted, there will just be another one soon after. Yep. They are launching an app and everyone has to install it. Our prime minister said that literally today. I needed to have your phone always with you and Bluetooth on. This is ridiculous.
I eat a high-quality diet. Is incorporating a high-quality Italian pasta a bad idea?
I mean, it's like, you have to understand that we used to eat grains for survival. Grains served caloric energy. So, if you enjoy food and you don't react too negatively to it, that's one thing. But, there's the other part of it. Well, why kind of ruin your diet if your diet's so perfect, if you're eating high quality animal foods and you're eating like ancestrally and paleo style, why would you bother throwing in pasta, wheat, something that's inherently inflammatory? It's hard to, are you craving something else? Is it really that bad? I mean, like a really, really high quality organic, like Italian pasta, I don't really see a problem with it. And of course, Italians are living to hundreds of years old eating that type of stuff. So I don't think it's bad, but really emphasize like how you personally respond to it, how you feel eating it. Suicide rates are going to go through the roof. Where's the Antifa now? Yeah, right. All controlled opposition. Are you shills really trying to say that there are people in the hospital? Are you guys retarded? Like, there are videos proving that there's no one outside or inside the hospitals. Hashtag film your hospitals on Twitter. That dumb ass fucking argument, oh, the hospitals are full on the inside. You didn't look inside. You guys are fucking stupid if you think people are going to believe that. Stop the gaslighting nonsense. There's no, how are people getting into the hospital? If the hospitals are so full, how did people get there? There's no ambulances moving. There's no people moving inside and outside of the hospital. I'm inside all day, really healthy, but intermittently scratchy throat, hot flashes, nerve pain. The main symptom from the new Wi-Fi is like a dry cough. It's a dry cough. When these birds died, they literally saw like hemorrhaging in their lungs. So people aren't really getting Corolla. There's a lot of there's a lot of confusion around right now. People are saying people are getting sick in countries where, you know, there aren't any towers installed, but the Toyota Corolla symptoms are just any normal sickness. Just the regular, you know, regular common cold is what the Toyota Corolla is similar to. And the government is setting up for something to happen on Easter. I'm just taking it day by day. I can't really care anymore. There are literally videos of doctors and nurses coming out literally saying it's the Wi-Fi towers. There are literally doctors coming out from emergency rooms saying, explaining the exact symptoms of Wi-Fi radiation poisoning. I'm interested in what he said. I just started this video. I mean, we're just basically talking about what's going on right now. Will this lead to a baby boom? If people are getting blasted with these Wi-Fi towers, the fertility is going to be an issue. What do you think about growing my own food? I mean, I would do it myself. I don't have the land to do that. You know, I can't afford to get a farm either. What led you to the discovery of the Wi-Fi towers and stuff? When I was younger, I had a hard time sleeping next to a router, and I figured out that, or well, it was a modem. Doesn't really matter. Pretty much the same problem. I wasn't able to sleep, and I figured out that's what it was. And after doing more research into it, I found out about those types of frequencies, and I removed it, and I slept better. And then after I had jaw surgery, I became even more sensitive to the Wi-Fi, and I realized, and every time I went down to Manhattan, I started getting headaches. You know, every time I go down to the city, I would get headaches, and I couldn't figure out why. I was like, is it the pollution? Am I dehydrated? Why do I always get headaches when I go down to Manhattan? And it turned out it was the Wi-Fi signals. So that's how I discovered that, you know, Wi-Fi, the personal symptoms I was suffering from the low-level radiation, I know what that feels like. And if you don't believe in it, you're wrong. Like, you couldn't be more wrong about the dangers of these current Wi-Fi devices. And I will take that statement to my grave. Like, you're a fucking idiot or a lying shill if you don't believe in the dangers of these types of emissions. And just because you're not aware of the subjective experience of being affected by them and not being affected by them, you would literally have to one day be in Manhattan and the next day be on a farm. And then you would immediately notice the difference. I'm unable to send a donation. Slightly Crazy Vegan, try the Streamlabs link. So you don't have Wi-Fi in your house? I do, but I make sure to shield it and keep it low. Who's the guy you had on the podcast for the Wi-Fi? What's he saying now? Has he been going crazy on Twitter or something? I've seen him. He comments on my YouTube videos from time to time. Usually, anytime I make a video on Wi-Fi, he'll comment on them. I don't know what he's been up to lately though. I don't know. I didn't know he had a Twitter. I know he has a YouTube channel. Is it true you absorb a little of K2 MK4? No. The reason the K2 MK4 just is not measured in the blood as well as the MK7 is because it's metabolized quicker. MK4 is the form you want to eat. Whenever I walk past a cell tower, I get aggravated and confused. Yeah, that's basically what they do. They want you confused and aggravated. Living alone in the woods doesn't sound so bad right now. I would do it if I had the skills to do that type of stuff. I would probably do it if I just had the money. I don't really have the money anyway. Like if I had the money, I could just go out there and you could literally watch YouTube videos on how to do whatever, but then it's difficult. You know, can you afford the tools? Can you afford the equipment? Can you do this? Can you do that? I mean, there's like a documentary of this guy who he goes to Alaska, and the guy literally like builds his houses and everything with his like hand tools and stuff. This guy literally can builds like his own everything he needs with just tools. That being said, the tools he had were, you know, modern tools, and he was still getting food from like he wasn't hunting all his food. So being completely self-sustainable is seems like I should have been born an Amish person. Yes, you do need vitamin K2 with D3 regardless. Are you planning on doing a series of videos on how to combat this excess radiation? I might do a video on it, yeah. I'm doing a shift right now in my car and have seen 8 new Wi-Fi towers. I drive this route all the time. Yeah, no, it's very scary. Not even talking about wilderness survivor skills, even just living in a trailer or something in a low frequency area. Yeah, that's an option, but who knows? I mean, they might just put towers up everywhere. Is that Glenn guy on Life Below Zero? I don't think so. It's an older documentary. Buying a tent this week, I'm literally going to start sleeping outside. Well, even if I did something like that, you can't really, you know, you might be getting blasted anyway. Yeah, I don't think Super Chat's enabled on this channel yet because I don't have enough subscribers. Are vitamin D3 tablets okay? You should check my video, You Should Tan Naked. Do you know off by heart the necessary vitamins and minerals for our body? All of them are necessary. I could probably list them all off the top of my head, but what's the point? I could list all the vitamins, the minerals, some of the fatty acids, but you could just look at a nutrient database. I think the best thing is just stay positive for the next, you know, few weeks. See how things go. Don't let the government do anything you don't want to do. I have homework to do, but instead I'm watching you. Well, I won't take up too much of your time, Andrea. Just got off work. Work sucks. Well, at least you have a job. A lot of people lost their jobs. What I mean, would you get injected if mandatory? No. What are they gonna? I mean, what are they gonna throw millions of people in a fucking camp because they didn't want to get injected? How crazy is that gonna be? And then what the sheep are gonna say? Oh, good, you killed them. If you get injected and you take it, there's no downside to other people that didn't take it. Like there's no argument to force people to get injected with something they don't want to do. Why are you streaming on this channel? Because the live streams mess up the YouTube algorithm for my other channel. Because if you have like a 2-hour long, if too many live streams mess up the algorithm. Coincidentally, they just started giving everyone in my brother's school Chromebooks this year, as if they already knew this was happening. You have to do online homework. The sheep are scared. They really are scared. Well, if you don't get injected, you won't be able to buy groceries or sell. That's going to be really sad. If they say, okay, you need to get injected or you can't trade currency, that's going to be ridiculous. There's no way they'd be able to do that. I don't think they're going to be able to pass stuff like that. It's unconstitutional. Is it a plus less grain-fed meat is bought right now from people staying inside? I don't really know what's sitting on shelves. I'm assuming that most fresh food is still there. I mean, when I went to the supermarket, just about everything was sold out. Do you think this event is biblical, like with the mark of the beast? Well, the problem of people referencing the Bible and stuff is, first of all, religious texts are used to control the population. So, who wrote those religious texts in the first place? So technically, by saying this is biblical, you're allowing them to fulfill their prophecy. So don't believe in the Bible. The last thing you should do right now is believe in the Bible and let them enact. You're basically removing your free will if you're accepting what they're doing in the Bible. Taxes are unconstitutional too. Yeah, but they're not actually taking people up and throwing them into FEMA camps. Do you think all country leaders in the world are in on the Wi-Fi thing? Of course they are. Every single country is rolling out these towers like it's nobody's business. Looks like you might have a monopoly on your hands. Butcher Fox is waitlisting orders. What are people trying to get food? People can't order meat online. Yeah, okay, Frank, I'm trusting Jesus on this one. Well, why are you trusting Jesus over the 10 other religious gods? What makes it why are you special if you're Christian and you believe in the Bible or whatever, and then you have someone who's Muslim and they read their texts and they pray to their gods, and you have people in India who, I don't know, what are they, Hindu? They pray to their gods. Point is, there's different religions, there's different gods, there's different religious textures. What the hell am I saying? Religious scripts, and they're all different. Why is the Bible right? You're not gonna have a good argument for that. Can you do a Perfected Health podcast with Galen? I'll ask him if he wants to come on. He has a pretty bad internet connection. Beliefs are the death of reason. Yes. Because those religions are false. Okay, so the religion you chose was the right one. That's a stupid fucking answer. I mean, you might as well go out in the sun right now if it's sunny outside. It's not the best, but it's better than nothing. Why is Sweden not in lockdown? Because they're not a bunch of communist pricks. Wish I was in Sweden right now. I mean, you guys are just justifying your beliefs with whatever you like. It's a pretty simple answer. It's like a pretty simple question. Why are there so many religions and different groups of people that worship different gods? Do you think all country leaders know that the Wi-Fi project is meant to harm us, or are they unknowingly condemning us all? Of course, the people at the top know what's going on. It just depends on. Then it's the ignorance at the lower levels. You can't. Of course, if every single person in the system knew that the Wi-Fi was harmful, it wouldn't have been rolled out. But you have the people, the very elite few at the top know that it's dangerous, and then you have the trickle down effect of just literally people getting paid. Like, okay, put this tower up and I'll pay you $50,000 a year, and they do it. That's what it is. These people don't care about the dangers of the towers. They care more about buying McDonald's for their fucking dinner or whatever it is they're doing with their mediocre salary by blasting people. What's the saying? There was like a picture of a Nazi war general, and it said like, I was only following orders. That's what it said. The worst thing you can do on this planet as a human being is do something against the free will of another person. And that's what these people are doing. And all of these people that are lying, that are special interest funded, they're going to be in a bonfire for the rest of eternity when they leave this planet. Joe Rogan reposted a tweet that 184 countries have Toyota Corolla, but only 5 countries have the newest Wi-Fi technology. What about those satellites in space? What about the direct energy weapons that are starting the forest fires? They literally have devices in space that can fucking blast you. You think they, like, you're just, these are just very simple things that are just going to keep the sheeple happy. Oh yeah, Joe Rogan knows what he's talking about. You can't convince somebody that something is wrong if their livelihood depends on that being right. The famous quote is like, I think it's like something that has to do with a man's paycheck. A man's paycheck. Convince him something wrong. You can't convince a man he's wrong if his paycheck tells him otherwise. Let me look this up. This is the quote. It's difficult to get a man to understand something when his salary depends upon his not understanding it. And that's how it is in a lot of fields right now. How much energy is being directed at us? I mean, that's just an example that they're literally pictured, like Australian firefighters are literally taking pictures of fucking lasers from space starting fires. Like decimating fucking towns. How do you explain deaths in places that don't have the Wi-Fi infrastructure though? I mean, they're saying people that die from anything are getting Toyota Corolla. So what are you saying? That doesn't make any sense. They're tagging people that die from diabetes or pneumonia. They're saying they had Toyota Corolla and that was what it was. Yet it doesn't exist. And all the deaths right now are fake as far as I know. They're killing people, they're labeling other deaths as Toyota Corolla. Saying that people die in places there's no Wi-Fi doesn't mean anything because they're bagging and tagging anyone that dies with Toyota Corolla. That's a really stupid argument. If anything, I would bet that it's even more diabolical that people are using that as an agenda. How do you explain deaths in places that don't have the new Wi-Fi? What do you mean? If I drown in the ocean, they're going to say I had the Toyota Corolla. Why does Frank refer to things being satanic if he doesn't even believe in God? That's another stupid question. Satanic? It's a blanket term for evil. If you could look, fucking Google satanic. Google it. Satanic. Of characteristic of Satan. Extremely evil or wicked. Like, do you not get what I'm saying? The people are fucking evil. Like, what does it matter what word I use to describe them? I think the people pushing the Bible and the religion is bullshit. I think that's just getting people to be complacent and not do anything about it. I feel like if we've been controlled thousands of years, how would we know the Bible wasn't changed too much? I believe things because I see the truth about. Well, I don't believe that either. I don't believe we would be given a text called the Bible that would tell the truth to everyone. If you believe that, you're stupid. If you believe that Christianity or a Bible or one specific religion is going to lead you to the truth, you're literally falling into their trap of religion being used for control. And again, like most of this live stream is wasting time. Just the point is they're lying to us and we have to do something about it. That's the overarching point. And all of these, it's a preaching to the choir kind of thing. because 95% of the people are still asleep, or at least a very high percentage. You call it religion, it's only a book. What is the truth? Yeah, I think like I just feel like the people that are pushing the religion, the Bible, the God stuff, it's very very gaslighting special interest. Hey Elizabeth, what's going on? I'm losing my mind. It seems like people that aren't talking about the Toyota Corolla aren't getting any views. I think everyone's just zonking out their brains on watching TV. But Elizabeth, I hope your dad's doing okay. Well, Frank, you'll have to bow down to God one day, and just remember that. Mock me and God all you want. You guys can believe in whatever you want to believe in. I have a goal of leaving a positive impact on this planet, and I try to take things day by day. Why do they hate Christians? Because if you believe in the goal should be to have a positive mindset. And if you can use religion to maintain that positive mindset, that's good, but you don't want to focus on the wrong things. Define gaslighting. Because gaslighting is basically serial lying, repeating the same thing over and over again until the person believes it. Any tips on fixing GERD? I usually do consultations for specific dietary issues. I have to know, what you're taking, what your diet looks like, what your activity looks like. Any thoughts on hard cider from France, cider boucher? I mean, if it's like organic, high quality biodynamic cider, it's good, probably good stuff. Essential worker installing Wi-Fi towers. Yeah, it's a joke. I owe a big super chat, Frank. Got vitamin D tested today. Levels are above 50 for the first time in 5 years. Hey man, I'm glad you're doing better. Hope your energy feels up. How often do I wash my hair? I just rinse it with cold water every other day. I mean, again, all we can really do is stay positive and try to just stay positive and try to take it day by day. Do our best every day. It was the added K2 and cholesterol from the Frankie free-range meat cheese. Yeah, you could take all the D3 you want, but if you don't have K2 and cholesterol, you can't metabolize it. Have you looked into turpentine? It's poison stuff, man. You got to be careful with stuff like that. You're just killing your gut bacteria. You could use way safer stuff than turpentine, man. There's way safer stuff to drink than turpentine. If you're taking turpentine, you haven't really studied antimicrobial protocols that well. Can you give a single statement that perfectly foils the vegan argument? Super explainable and easy to understand. There has never been a group of humans, or well, let me put it this way. Every single group of humans has subsisted off of a diet that's predominantly animal nutrition. Regardless of where humans have been, there's animal nutrition present in the diet. The only variance is the plant foods. So whether you look at indigenous islanders, they're eating animal foods. They're eating shellfish, lobsters, crabs, small birds, fish with roots, tubers, all that stuff. Then if you go over to Switzerland, maybe they're having rye bread and cheese. Point is, the animal foods are present and the nutrients from the animal foods are consistent across all groups of healthy peoples. You know, the Maasai in Africa ate a lot of meat, a lot of beef, milk, and they had wild plant foods. So the one consistent across all human diets is the presence of animal foods and the nutrition from those animal foods. You can't really parallel anything else. You know, every group ate different types of animal foods. One group might have eaten only beef and milk. One group might have eaten shellfish. One group might have eaten finned fish. One group could have eaten, you know, thousands of different wild game. The only consistent factor is the nutrients from those animal foods. The plant foods varied greatly. You know, you could have the Swiss eating rye bread. You could have the Gaelics eating oats. You could have Africans eating millet. You could have islanders eating wild tubers and fruits. The point is, the only variance has been illustrated between the plant foods. You know, it doesn't seem to matter what plant foods you're eating, but you need the animal nutrition present in the diet. That's why a vegan diet will never work. Frank, the world is ending. Frank, stay positive. I'm trying to have my I want to be right. I want to be on I think the world's ending in a way. I mean, you can't really say the world's ending, but you could say our society is changing for the worse forever. But then that's the reality of what's happening, but I mean, all you can really do is stay positive and hope for the best. I might have issues with high fat because I took Accutane too. You have to. I do vitamin A consultations via. You can reach out to me for that. You basically have to go on a very low vitamin A diet for a long period of time and take D3 and K2. Is the Wi-Fi directly damaging in our cells or damaging the bacteria in our guts, causing them to release toxins? Because the latter is what I've seen being shared on social media. So bacteria and yeast are relatively unaffected by radiation. They're actually proliferated by radiation. So what happens is, that's why we see so much more SIBO and Candida now. Basically, the cells in your body are getting damaged, but the bacteria is thriving. So you're getting these bacterial overgrowth in the stomach and gut dysbiosis issues related to Wi-Fi. That's the biggest, I think the biggest, I think I spoke about this in my fatty liver video, but I think the biggest health problem right now in our world is related to Wi-Fi and gut dysbiosis for sure. I think it's the biggest. I drank a whole quart of that turpentine, made me burp pine needles for a couple days. Not a good idea, my man. Even if he's trolling, everyone is gaslighting. We've been lied to about. Well, I mean, guys, this is the point. I mean, what do we want to list? Every fucking thing we're going to argue about? Is the Toyota Corolla actually contagious? Can it actually be transmitted from person to person? Probably not, no. You know, are the towers dangerous? Yes. Why the fuck are they putting up the towers? Who knows? Why are we locked in their homes? Are they actually arresting people? Probably not. You know, we could talk about all this stuff right now. The point is, people are locked in their homes like fucking rats. How do we convince people that they're being conned? What more can you do to these what more can you do to these fucking idiots? What more can you do? You have them locked in their homes. They're wiping their ass with fucking towels instead of, they don't have toilet paper. They lost their jobs. You took away their jobs. They can't do anything, you know? What more can you fucking do? If this is, they crashed your stocks, they took away your fucking life savings, what more can you do? Everyone took it like a little bitch. The little cuck pussy bitches that Americans are, they took it. What do you expect, though? Hey, put me in a room with Bill Gates and his kids, I'm down. Can I get taken off YouTube for saying that? Gut dysbiosis is horrible. Yeah. Oh, what's up? It's French Carnivore, man. What's going on? Back to Ghana is stuck in my head now. Yeah. It's funny. I mean, guys, the video I made the other day, What We Know Now, is basically same stuff from that. Yeah, I mean, I say this quote in like every video. It's easier to fool someone than convince them they've been fooled.
For your end of the world fund.
Thanks, Tom. I'm still working on paying you that sheep farm. I guess all the legal stuff goes down the drain, right? With all this Toyota Corolla nonsense. People have been sharing on Twitter that he wouldn't personally get his kids injected. Like his doctor leaked some information. Why are you guys posting the wet sign in the chat? My BF asked what you have against the Toyota Corollas. Ready your source raw goat yogurt. You just search realmilk.com. Search realmilk.com. I was hoping things are looking good. Things are still looking pretty good. Save up some money, get a farm, sell raw dairy, sell eggs. That's my immediate goal in the future. I was looking into Amish communities. Frank, they'll wait until the economy is really low and say, we'll save you with the new digital currency. I've heard that part of it too, but I'm curious about how that matters in regards to people's current wealth. Is this going to be some like Black Mirror shit? Or like you're spending your shekels? What the fuck? What is this? What is the water thing you guys are posting? Like, this isn't that type of chat. How often do I tan? I tan as often as I can, but the tanning salon's been closed lately. That's why I'm looking so tired and ghostly. Did you see they changed the fight to Ferguson versus Justin? Kind of disappointing. Either way, it brings up a conundrum though, because I don't even know what fucking conundrum means. My brain is so fried today. Well, let me guess. Conundrum means like something variable, something that's a problem. Let's see what conundrum means. A confusing and difficult problem or question. All right, never mind. Frankie has a big ass brain. So this brings up a conundrum where, what if Tony Ferguson loses to Justin Gaethje? What if Tony Ferguson loses to Justin Gaethje? That's the problem here. Because what if Tony Ferguson was able to beat Khabib, but not able to beat Gaethje? That's the issue we have. So regardless of who wins this next fight, Tony should still fight Khabib, right? They're still going to fight, right? You lifted your arms up? Oh, okay. Oh, wait, this isn't OnlyFans? Legit, I was thinking about doing... I don't even know if I would... Because the problem with OnlyFans is it's mostly a girl thing. But if I knew that OnlyFans would lead me to a farm quicker, I'd probably do it. What do you think about David Icke? I don't know. Maybe someone can promote me on their fucking channel. I just hope if they abduct me, I end up in like a room and I just get suffocated by like 10 Russian girls just sit on my face and I choke to death or something. I feel like that's what they're going to do to me. Well, whoever wins gets to fight Khabib because they're fighting for the interim title. Pretty stupid in my opinion. Well, I think either way, I think the fans are going to want to see Khabib versus Tony. I don't watch UFC, guys. I don't watch any sports, really. That happened to me. You know what's funny? I've been on Tinder with all the other desperate girls this week, and there's these they did this thing on Tinder where you get like a free passport to another country. So dude, all these fucking Russian girls are messaging me. They're like, "Oh, I'm flying to New York this summer." I'm fucking lining it up. We might have to do that, OnlyFans. Frank's death by choice, suffocation by Russian girls. Who's the girl that smashes watermelons with her tits? They're gonna do that to your head. You mean legs? I think they do that with their legs. I'm subscribed to Nick Avocado's OnlyFans. Is it a joke? Does he have a lot of subscribers? Because it's a joke. Does he just have a bunch of people that go on there and fucking laugh at his fat sloppy body? That's kind of mean. Histamine reaction with sheep yogurt. Jeremy, I could offer consultation via email, but hard to say. I might have to start just pushing my Patreon more on my main channel because my YouTube ad revenue is down about, it's only 10% of what it was last year. And we'll have to see. Frank has a different Russian chick lined up for each day of the summer. Not quite that good. It's not quite that good. I might actually have a stroke if that happens. If we're not all dead by then. Exactly. Is it bad falling asleep next to my laptop? You should definitely turn it off. How long have we been going? An hour? I think we'll go like 10, 15 more minutes tonight. We'll end it early tonight. Do you post shirtless pics on Patreon? No, I haven't really been posting that much stuff on Patreon. I should probably do exclusive Patreon videos though. Tallow made from bone marrow, very expensive. Cristiano, I haven't. My brain's been fucking fried today. I feel like I got nothing done today. If you leaked your Snapchat, all the furry boys on this stream would add you. I don't post on Snapchat. All I do on Snapchat is message girls. Honestly, I'm surprised that I mean, I've gotten like DMs from guys, but I'm surprised I haven't gotten that many DMs from guys. I guess I have though, never mind. What am I kidding? I think it's a reasonable amount. I'm working on a farm for the past 10 years with my grandparents in Pennsylvania. If you ever get the farm started, I'd love to help you out. Yeah, my goal has been to make enough money up front to start the farm, and then I need to hire I need to hire someone that knows basically how to run a farm, and I'm going to pay them a salary. Like someone that knows what the fuck they're doing. Like basically get someone to set things up, and then I can do some stuff myself. I notice I sleep a lot more lately. Farmhand Frankie. I mean, if we're gonna I could probably fill orders, milk the animals, do stuff. The stuff I can't do is the stuff I can't do would be like fixing machinery and building stuff. Country with the best cattle? Probably New Zealand or something. People love extra content on Patreon. I'll have to I just got to figure out what I want to do. Maybe I could just do Q&As on Patreon. Watch Little Big Farm on Netflix. I think I saw some of that, but that's kind of bullshit. They got a lot of help. Drill a San Pellegrino well on the farm. I mean, one of the things I want on the farm is definitely a source of water. Am I flexible? That's such a weird. Not really. Not that, I don't. I'm not. I don't know what you're asking. Like, are you flexible? When you get Rodarian in 2 to 3 years, you'll be making bank. Well, we were gonna try to get the farm this year, but that's kind of fallen out. We'd like to so our real set in stone plan was to have the farm start building the farm this year and hopefully get things set up for next year. Learn some skills or you'll be left to shoveling stalls. Probably worse than that. Start moving into more self-producing food. Well, I mean, the biggest issue with the farm isn't really the labor aspect part of it. I'm sure I could figure things out. It's the money part, and then the labor part can make up for the money. So if you know how to fix certain things, you don't have to spend money on a repair tech to come over and do it. And I think I wonder what the Amish do. I saw like a joke meme about the Amish where like they shot down a farm building and the Amish built it back up, and then they shot it down again and they built it back up. So I'm assuming I should hit up some Amish people to figure out what to do. Hey, Michael, have a good night, man. Take care. You can go live with no subs. You can go live on a YouTube channel if it's on a computer. You need subs to go live on a phone. What are your opinions on so many influencers talking about the dangers of fasting during this time? Brett, can you email me videos of the people that did that? I wasn't aware of that. Is iodine synergistic with fluoride? It's antagonistic, so if you take iodine, the bad fluoride stores are going to be removed from your body. Maybe talk about dry fasting. I think I touched on it in my old fasting video. Short answer is no, but depends on genetics. Do you think Ice Age Farmer is still missing the point or exaggerating a bit? I don't know what to believe at this point anymore, dude. I'm fucking lost. The only two things that have made remote sense to me are the QAnon theory on why we're locked up. As much as it sounds like complete bullshit. So there's three primary things that I'm concerned that I think I like to see how they pan out. The biggest one, obviously, what we've been focused on is the Wi-Fi towers. That's my main crutch. My belief is that they're just going to blast people, and people are going to fill up in hospitals. But whatever, we'll see. That's the main thing to overcome. On a less important note, this QAnon stuff with the arrests and bullshit. Even if that's true, whether that's true or not, it is the thing that makes the most sense to why we need to be locked up and why they have all this infrastructure set up. That being said, even if that does happen, it has nothing to do with the future of our world. That doesn't mean everything's going to be good. And the other thing was the Ice Age Farmer stuff. Is that the real reason? And I have a couple videos to watch and I have a couple people to talk to before I do a video on that. But that could just be it. It could just be a matter of the food supply. That could be the true answer to why all this is happening. Hey, Sophia. I'm glad you enjoy the products enough to recommend them to a friend. Do I want to have kids? I mean, I think a lot of people have kids when they're not really prepared or they don't know what they're doing, but I'd like to, but it's kind of goes against my. I mean, I don't know if it necessarily goes against my life goals right now. I think if I was able to get a girlfriend that wanted to participate in the YouTube channel or someone that did, it would help the growth, but that's something that's not really, right now it's not exactly the easiest thing to do. Where is the internet blackout? I spoke about that, and it's rumored that it was supposed to happen, and this is why I think these QAnon people are just full of it, because they say things, they change their story. It's it's not 10 Days of Darkness. It was actually Darn Kiss, which is a book about saving children. So it's fucking who the fuck knows what's going on. What would you feed your children if you had a carnivore diet? Probably have the child breastfed for 2 to 4 years, and then probably mostly animal food based diet when they're growing up. I would probably let the child choose what they wanted to eat. I would put natural foods in front of the child and let them pick what they want to eat. Like after a few years of breastfeeding, I would give them, raw meat, cooked meat, raw fish, cooked fish, honey, fruit, vegetables, potatoes, whatever. I'll let the child, all organic, high quality stuff. I would let the child choose what he wants to eat, and then gauge it from there. As much as people say QAnon is complete bullshit, it is the only thing that makes sense for why we're being locked in our homes. Because look, they can install the fucking towers anyway. Why do they want us in our homes? Is it an excuse to install the stuff in the schools? Is that really it? Do they really have to lock us in our homes and crash the economy and do all this shit so that they could fucking install Wi-Fi? Or is it a test? Do they want to see how obedient we are? I don't know. Are they covering up, this is the big one. Are they covering up the food shortage? We've said this time and time again. Are they covering up the shelves that would have been empty anyway? I don't know. There's a lot of theories. Did you see the video of the surfer in LA who got chased by 2 police boats and arrested? Guess a lone guy on the ocean is a threat to Garcetti's iron grip. Wasn't a threat to social distancing. It's an absolute joke. They're a bunch of power-hungry control freaks. What am I doing after this live stream? I'm going to finish filming my video for tomorrow. And then I got a couple hours of work to do on the computer. Then I'm going to go to bed. The Wi-Fi towers were going to be installed regardless with no resistance at all. See, that's why that part doesn't make sense. So the only 2 things that I'm trying to figure out are, is it because they want to take all the middle class money? Yeah, again, there's a lot of moving parts. The parts for the towers have a lot of radiation, and they don't want people knowing while it's being set up. They don't want us going into groups and finding out what's going on. Isn't that already happening? Aren't there like thousands of videos online? Aren't people going to know when they go back in school and the kids are getting sick? Do you own a gun? I mean, the gun argument is like, what are you going to do? Shoot the FBI? Dude, they'll have you tied up in a room with some black dude in like 3 hours. What are you going to do? The only way, yeah, there's one aspect of that to defend yourself if people try to riot your house. Yeah, but it will be too late. I didn't have anything in the stock market. I am curious though, because I think the stock market's gonna. I don't know if I should invest when I don't know if I should invest when the stock market is at rock bottom, or if I should invest in Bitcoin when it's at rock bottom. That's what I'm debating. Because the S&P is at 2,600 right now. It's still way too fucking high. It's still way too fucking high. It's gonna bomb. When kids go back to school and get sick, they'll just blame it on the Corolla. I've said that in several videos. That's the main point I'm trying to get across. The main point I'm trying to get across is, you know, regardless of what happens now, 2-3 months from now, they turn these towers on, we're going to be screwed. Bitcoin was a buy at 5K. I don't think so. Do you think America should have more gun control? I've been looking at, I mean, the reason New Zealand took away all the guns is because the elite people have bunkers in New Zealand. So you literally have basically a bunch of elite people living underground and a population that can't defend themselves or do anything about it. The only reason they don't want people to have guns is so the elite people can do whatever they want and enact a police state. I've been watching some videos on YouTube lately that that show that a lot of these mass shooting events aren't. No, they found actors, the same actors at different shooting events. They found, you know, they found people faking like crisis actors and stuff. So there's a clear agenda against gun control that's scary that we've fallen into. But guys, I think we'll wrap this up in a few minutes because this is, you know, there's way too much stuff to talk about that I can't really explain that well myself. You guys are textbook paranoids. If you go outside and you see like a grid pattern of trails in the sky and you think that they're not doing anything, you're fucking stupid. Like, you're literally stupid. Yeah, a microwave does emit EMF even when it's turned off. What's up with Netflix releasing the pandemic movie back in January just before all this happened? What's even scarier is Bill Gates funded that movie. You would think that just by telling these people these facts that they would fucking realize it's all bullshit. Like, just tell them one thing. Oh, you know the pandemic movie on Netflix last year? Yeah. You know Bill Gates funded that? Yeah. You know now he wants to inject everyone? Yeah. It's like so fucking obvious. It's ridiculous. It's like people are just so stupid. What's the point? Like, if that doesn't click in your head, what will? It's like the cigarette stuff. Like, did you think when they released cigarettes years ago that they didn't know it was dangerous? Will food sitting next to a microwave while it's on be negatively affected? Guys, I'm not explaining these different types of fields. I'm not an expert in them. I would not have a microwave in my house. Can you explain Gates' role in all of this? Haven't heard much about it. He's related to the Rockefellers, and he's basically the poster boy for the injections. That's basically the summary. I saved some pictures yesterday that made me sick to my stomach. This is Fauci and Gates. How do I go to the next picture? This is Fauci and Gates together. Fauci and Gates. Just send all these pricks to the gulag. No, they're all actors, so we'll wrap this up now, guys. I don't really want to talk too much about this. I'd rather, hopefully, we can keep it on a more positive note next live stream and stop the fighting amongst each other about what's right and what's wrong, and focus on the goal of, you know, what's the best way to get people to wake up about this. So thank you guys for joining me. I'll see you guys for tomorrow's video.